Olympic Sports Complex in Moscow. We're getting ready for the first day of competition in artistic gymnastics. The men will be in action today in the team finals. And working with me is a 1984 gold medal team member, Bart Connor. And Bart, let's talk a bit how this team competition works and what can we expect to see.
Well, I think first of all we're going to see an unbelievable competition. We have some very strong teams here. This competition is a little different than some of the other international events in that there are no compulsory exercises, only optional exercises, so the team champion will be determined tonight. There are 6 events, 6 performers on each event. The top 5 scores will count, so there's very little room for error. You have to consider the Soviet Union as the favorite. Yuri Korlev, who has been their world champion 2 times in the all-around, he's their heavy hitter. He's a great performer, and I think will really provide the consistency that they're going to need.
Okay, Kathy Johnson was also a member of our 1984 Olympic team. She won a silver and bronze. Let's talk a little bit about the United States' chances tonight.
Well, after winning the team gold in 1984 and having a lot of our top guns retire, we're in a rebuilding stage. We finished a disappointing 9th place in the World Championships, but since then we're looking stronger than ever. The American team is led by Tim Daggett, who is our national champion and an Olympic gold medalist, so we should look pretty good here.
Okay, 13 countries participating. Let's get right to it. We're in the first rotation right now, and the first young man we're going to see is Silvio Kroll. He's from East Germany. He's going to be working on the high bar. He finished 2nd in this event at the World Championships last year. This is considered the most spectacular event in gymnastics, a showcase.
And Silvio has a fantastic routine. I think he's one of the most exciting high bar performers because you'll notice he swings all out. Look at that, a full twisting one-arm giant swing. Look at the speed, good momentum, and a beautiful ginger from a one-arm. Now, he was a little close, but he did a nice job in keeping the rhythm of the exercise moving. Nice work here. Straddle front. Look how high that was. Perfect position. Good speed on the giants. Okay, and a fantastic dismount. A double front with a 1.5 twist.
Good performance from Silvio Kroll from East Germany, first coached by Guido Jans. You may remember him, the father of Olympic champion Karen Jans.
Karen Jans was a very favorite gymnast of mine.
His routine once again.
Let's take a look at the release move from the one-arm giant swing. He has good speed over the top. Look at the extension in the line. Nice work. Okay, he's going to be in a little close. You can see he almost caught his chin on the bar at the same time he caught his hands. But he did a nice job in recovering and keeping the exercise moving.
And the end of his performance, the score for Silvio Kroll for East Germany. That's 4 judges taking part in the scoring here. And they'll take the best average, and he comes out with a 9.70. You see the little scoreboard got a little crazy on us there, but 9.70 was the score for Silvio Kroll. Now here's Yuri Korlev. He's of the Soviet Union. He's now working on the parallel bars. He's the only gymnast to win 2 World Championship all-around titles. He did it in 1981 and again in 1985.
And what's amazing about that, Charlie, is that you can understand him winning. He's an outstanding gymnast, but to be at the top for 4 years in this highly competitive international field is just remarkable.
He was first in the all-arounds and the vault, 2nd on floor exercise in the rings in the 85 World Championships. And what an athlete, Yuri Korlev of the Soviet Union.
He had a very nice exercise. I think all of his work is very consistent. I think that's one of the most important things about his style of gymnastics is that he's got very good events in every one of the pieces of equipment. Nice double back off. He spots the landing, takes a little bit of a step, but that will be the only deduction in that exercise.
And he comes up with a score of 9.60. That is Yuri Korlev of the Soviet Union. Still in our first rotation, Yuri Balabanov, also of the Soviet Union. He's 23 years of age, has been a member of their national team since 1982, and he's a master of sport, one of the highest achievements you can attain in the Soviet Union.
He has the coolest parallel bar routine. Look at the giant swings. Talking about amplitude, a giant swing with a full turn, and now another one with a half turn. This is great work. He's doing great work above the bars as well as below the bars. This is a Balabanov original. It's a straddle L with bent arms, kind of a unique looking position.
We're really starting to see a lot of new moves on the parallel bars. Here for a couple of years, everyone seemed to have the same routine.
And what a dismount. 2 back tosses to a perfectly stuck double back flip.
Let's talk a little bit about what the judges have been looking for in the scoring and what they're looking for in their scoring so far in this competition.
Well, we've talked about the importance of originality. All of these gymnasts need to have the basic requirements, but look at the amplitude. That is why he's going to get the big scores. The swing is tremendous, the form and the execution is exact, and tremendous line throughout the whole exercise.
Yuri Balabanov working the parallel bars. He gets a score of 9.60. Quite a performance from that young man of the Soviet Union. And we'll be back with more gymnastics in just a moment. Stay with us.
We'll return with more Turner Network Television Goodwill Games coverage after this from our local station.
You're looking at Charlie Lakes from the United States, a student at the University of Illinois. Lives in Champaign, Illinois. He's working the parallel bars.
Charlie is probably one of our more explosive performers on the U.S. team. He does nice giant swings, 2 in a row. You know, the U.S. team has had a rough day so far. They have not really been putting together good performances. But Charlie Lakes has been kind of a hot and cold performer. He's doing very well. Nice work, Diamidov, right to the top. A little over on that stutz, but good control. And a pike double back. Nice landing.
Has been in gymnastics 7 years. You're looking at Charlie Lakes from the University of Illinois representing the United States. And he comes up with a 9.45. We're in the second rotation here. This is the team competition, the team finals. And you're looking at Artyomov, Vladimir Artyomov of the Soviet Union. Started gymnastics back in 1976.
One of the exciting things about seeing team competition in gymnastics is that there are 6 events going on at one time. So you're looking at one side of the gym to see a great parallel bar routine, and here we are over at high bar for Artyomov.
Artyomov finished 5th in the high bar last year in the World Championships.
Beautiful one-arm giant swings. Okay, now he's going to set up for his release moves. There's a reverse hecht, right to a ginger. Perfect form, perfect execution. That's the new trend in high bar these days, is to do the big release moves, but to do a combination of 1 or 2 or 3 of them in a row.
Again, we told you earlier, this is considered probably the most spectacular event in gymnastics.
So far, his exercise is perfect. There's a double twisting, double back. Okay, he was a little short on the rotation and the twist. It caused him to step off the mat, but otherwise the exercise was perfect.
And he gets a good score of 9.75 for Artyomov of the Soviet Union. Now this is Dennis Hayden on his second rotation for the United States, working the parallel bar. One of the twins, one half of the Hayden combination. This is Dennis.
And look at those giant swings. Those are as well as any gymnast can do them in the world. Beautiful amplitude. Okay, a little sloppy on that Diamidov. Some one-bar work, a straddle, and a press to a handstand. Okay, another bobble there would cost him about 1/10 of a point. I've seen him look sharper and a little more confident, but these bars are really bouncy, and it might be giving him a little trouble.
That's Dennis Hayden. Second rotation on the parallel bars. He finishes with a 9.45. Dennis Hayden. And there you see the score coming up. He's 3 minutes older than his brother Dan. There's the combined scores of all the judges. They'll take the average of the 4. And you see a 9.45 for Dennis Hayden of the United States. The next young man we're about to see is from the Soviet Union. We've seen him a little earlier on the parallel bar. Now he's working the high bar. Yuri Korolev of the Soviet Union.
Oh, nice work. Beautiful one-arm reverse hecht right to another one. That's the combination I was speaking about. He was one of the first few gymnasts who did 2 reverse hexts in a row. Now he's doing them out of one-arm giant swings. Great work. Nice straddle front work.
Art, the Soviets do the hardest tricks in the world and yet do them with impeccable form.
What a clean exercise and a fantastic finish with a layout double backflip.
Yuri Korolev working the high bar. Made first debut in senior competition at the age of 18. He's 23 years of age right now. Became the youngest absolute champion in the history of gymnastics back in 1981. Gets a 9.90 for that high bar routine. Now you're watching Phil Cahoy of the United States on the parallel bar. He finished 4th in the all-arounds at the Nationals in Indianapolis just a couple of weeks ago.
And Phil has always been great on the parallel bars, partly because he's very tall. You'll notice a beautiful long line in that swing. That's a Diamondov with an extra pirouette. Nice work. That's called a whip it. It's a front flip from upper arm support. So far, a very clean exercise and a nice tight double back. Good job.
Phil Cahoy of the United States, the parallel bar. And he finishes with a score there of 9.65. Another young man that we saw a little earlier is Balabanov, Yuri Balabanov of the Soviet Union. Now he is about to work on the high bar.
Charlie, he's one of my favorite gymnasts on the Soviet team because he does the most amazing difficulty in every routine. He's challenging the most difficult tricks that are being done in the world. Not just on one or two events, but on every event.
Finished 8th on this particular event at the World Championships last year.
What a release move. That's a laid out front somersault. He had to be 8 feet above the bar on that catch.
A lot of elements.
Fantastic work. A full over the bar to a one-arm giant swing to a one-arm reverse act. What tremendous work.
One of the top Soviet gymnasts, Yuri Balabanov.
And here's the dismount. A double front with a 1.5 twist. I don't know what happened.
Looked like he twisted his knee as he came down. There has been some equipment problems here with the mat slipping and sliding. And let's see, his coach is carrying him off. Hopefully the injury is not too serious.
Oh, Charlie, I hate to see that. I have been through that particular injury myself. It looked as if he hadn't quite finished his twist and perhaps a little hyperextension as he landed. They're having some trouble with the mats. Even the Soviet gymnasts are having trouble with this equipment here. What a shame.
Balabanov, Yuri Balabanov of the Soviet Union, and they're attending to his knee right now. Hopefully he will be able to continue in the competition, and we'll continue with our men's coverage of gymnastics in just a moment.
Calcium every day to help keep bone healthy.
We'll be going back to gymnastics in just a moment. And speaking of gymnastics, we want to tell you about the Hayden twins. I know you've just seen one of them in action just moments ago. From the very beginning, the Hayden twins have done pretty much everything together. Recently, they both married within 6 months of each other. They are senior classmates at Arizona State University, and they share a frustrating tendency for injury. Here is our Goodwill profile.
Relax completely. Breathe in success.
The mental imagery gives, I think it definitely gives an edge. I mean, you can go through a number of routines. You can go through 10, 20, 30 routines in your head and not get physically tired, but still work the routines. And I think it gives a big edge.
So we're dealing with increasing human effectiveness, relationships in school, their approach toward schoolwork, their approach toward the gym, and actually an approach toward the day when they get up. They have to program themselves a little bit, and I feel like they are very successful with this.
You sore anywhere? Just a little tight in the lower back. Acupressure, we've learned it over a few years.
Good. Relax. Deep breath. He takes a deep breath, and then I apply the pressure with my thumbs on the different points. You know when he's really...
It relaxes the muscles. It brings blood to the area, and it also breaks up lactic acid. And it's a massage technique, and especially when you're sore from the previous workout, it helps a lot to get the blood moving and raise the body temperature.
Sometimes it's really frustrating when you can't spend as much time with him as I want to, or he's not home as much as I'd like him to be. But then again, you know, he's doing something that he wants to do, and I have to stick by him and help them through it.
A marriage you do have to work at.